If you've been waiting for the market to cool down here in Kenosha, you may want to pack a snack, because it doesn't look like it's cooling down anytime soon. In fact, it just got a little bit hotter. In today's video, we're diving into the last week's real-time housing stats and what they actually mean for your next move. Drop a comment below and let me know if you're team buy, team sell, or team keep watching Zillow and waiting for a sign. And let's see who's still out there. Now let's dive in. We want this one. Alright guys, hope you had a fantastic weekend. Our weekend was pretty good. Didn't do too much. We did an Easter egg hunt yesterday. The Kenosha Moms Group put one on at a local park here in Kenosha. Let's see here. So we started here at the market action index number as usual. It is up to 63 this week, up from 60 last week. It was at 60.14 last week, up to 62.77, so they run up to 63. So as you can tell, it's getting into an even stronger seller's market. I'll explain why it's an even stronger seller's market this past week as we get deeper into the market report here. So if you're a seller, that's an even better news for you as to why we're an even stronger seller's market. Sellers have a stronger upper hand here. It means that prices are going up. It means that there's less inventory, more buyers, and sellers have the upper hand for sure. If you're a buyer, it's not all bad news. It just means that you have to work a little bit harder to get that dream house. You have to be a little more prepared when you're ready to put that offer in, and listen to your realtor and listen to their advice, and just follow my guidance a little bit more strict when you're ready to put that offer in. So market action index number here is at 63. The median list price here is at 449. It actually went down a little bit from 500,000 down to 449. So back down to 450. That's where it was a couple weeks ago. This is the median list price of all listings that are currently on the market. This is all active listings that are currently on the market. The median list price of new listings is everything that came new to the market is at 319,950. So basically 320. This is up from 274.9. So this actually went up a little bit, but actually. So all new listings went up to 319,320. So sellers are just seeing an opportunity out there to list their house a little bit higher and get a little bit more money for their listings. Price per square foot went down to $234 per square foot, down from $245. So a little bit of a mixed bag here as far as prices go. We see the prices of listings out there that are staying in the market, probably because there's some listings that are a little bit stale out there that are staying, dragging prices down a little bit. Some price decreases, dragging prices down. Then new listings, we just see sellers listing their prices a little bit higher with in the past week. The price per square foot coming down a little bit. Days on market here, average days on market went down to 133. Which just means that houses are selling a little bit faster. I expected to see this happen eventually, where days on market starts to come down, because in a strong seller's market, days on market tends to come down. We tend to see houses not sell on the market as long. Now the thing about this data that I share with you guys every week is that this is from the days that it hits the market to the day that it closes. The MLS data is the day that it hits the market to the day it's under contract. So those days are a lot shorter. Those days are like 18, 20 days on average. That's just because it plays the outliers, the days the house that's on the market for weeks or months even. It averages all those out. So this is a little bit longer just because it also plays those outliers and averages them out. The median days on the market is at 56, down from 56. So we're starting to see this trend down a little bit. We're starting to see the days on market catch up to the actual seller's market data that we've been seeing for several weeks here. Price decreases is down to 24%, down from 29% last week. That just tells me that sellers are pricing their houses correctly to begin with. A little bit more. We're not seeing quite as many price decreases. We are still seeing a lot of price decreases on the market. More than I would like. I would like to see this number right around that 10-15% mark. Just means that sellers are pricing their houses a little bit high when they first come to the market, and the market isn't reacting. They're not getting the buyer traffic that they would like. They're not getting all the showings that they would like and not the initial offers. So they're having to go back later and then do a price decrease just to try and entice more buyers to come back and submit that offer that they want. So they're having to drop that price a little bit. Price increases, holding showing at 3%. We will see this drop off eventually as agents just stop having to increase the price for whatever reason that they have to do it for, whether it's a mistake, whether builders listed to begin with, then say, oh yeah, you know what, I added that patio in the backyard, and that adds an extra $5,000. That's unlisted and relisted for a higher price. And I'm also seeing a lot of people where they expire a listing and then they relist it right away, like the next day, at a higher price. And that also adds to this price increases. Sellers do that a lot of times when their listing expires after 3 months. They try to sell it after 3 months, and then it expires. Then they say to the agent, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and sign with you again, even though your marketing didn't work for whatever reason. And they agree to list it for the same price at first. Then the seller goes back to them and says, you know what, let's try to list it for a higher price. Even though the lower price didn't work to begin with, they get a little bit greedy and they want to try listing it for a higher price. And so the listing agent has to unlist it, list it for a higher price, and relist it again. So that's why we see these price increases here. We listed this at 14%. I like to see this right around that 10-15% mark. So this is good. This is, like I said, the expired listings, and then they have to relist it with either the same agent or a new agent. Inventory is actually ticking up just a tad bit, up to 37, up from 34 last week. So not much of a change, but you know, a few additional houses for the buyers that are out there is a good thing. So we like to see this even higher. I would ideally like to see this around that 50 to 100 mark, even higher ideally in our market. But 37 is a good start. Hopefully this keeps ticking up. I think we'll probably see this level out, probably right around this 40 to 50 mark as the summer goes on. I don't think we'll see it go too much higher than that. Median rent, if you follow my channel for rent prices, is right at $2,000 this week. It was right around $2,000 last week, so not much of a change there for rent prices. Rental price, say right around $2,000, just because, you know, rent is rent. Rent doesn't change a whole lot. We saw rent prices shoot up drastically during COVID and the years after that. Rent has kind of stabilized in the last year and a half, 2 years. And rent will probably stay pretty much flat in the next year or so for the rest of 2025. But you never know. We'll see what happens with rent prices. And then market action index number here is at 63. Like I said, we continue to see this trend upwards as we get deeper and deeper into the seller's market. I left the median list price here chart here for you, just because we see this median list price shoot almost up in a straight line. It just shows that median list price in our market just keeps going up and up and up. So if you're waiting for that market crash and for prices to come down, we're not seeing it. As you can see, ever since it looks like the bottom of the market here was January 17th, January 10th, prices have just been going up, 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 and up. So we'll probably see prices continue to go up until November, December, then they'll level off and go down again. But if you're waiting for prices to come down, you're going to wait until this fall, this winter. And then even this fall and this winter, prices will pretty much just stay kind of flat. They won't really go down. They'll just stay flat, and they'll just go up again next spring, next summer. But this is kind of why the market action index number went up a little bit, or didn't go up a ton anyway. So we saw 14 new listings. Then we had 11 sold. So we had actually more new listings than we had sold, which is a good thing for buyers anyway, because buyers, we need more inventory in our market. We're definitely short on inventory, so we definitely need more inventory in our market. So the more inventory that we have, the more even market we have. However, we're still in a deep seller's market just because we are really short on inventory. It'll take us months, if not a year plus, to catch up on inventory. So the fact that inventory is starting to come back just a little bit is a good thing. And that's why that market action index number didn't shoot up even more. As we continue to see inventory start to climb up a little bit, the market action index number will start to even out a little bit, but it'll be a long time before that actually happens. So as you can see here, inventory climbed up just a tiny little bit. Hopefully this continues to happen week after week. I personally don't like this strong sellers market that we're in. I think it's bad for sellers and buyers. I know sellers are making top dollar for the money. However, some sellers I've talked to, they say, you know what, I don't like this 15, 20, 30 offers that we're getting because it's really hard for us to make a decision. Some of these offers are so close together that I just don't know how to make a decision. And I agree with them. Like, I don't know how to best advise my sellers when you have 2, 3, 4 offers that are so similar together. Like, how do you choose? Do you just close your eyes and pick one? Do you put them in a hat and just draw one? Like, I don't know how to best tell them when the offers are almost identical to each other. Sometimes they are identical to each other. So hopefully we get out of this crazy seller's market sometime soon. I don't know when it'll happen. I don't know if it'll happen. I think it will probably happen. I know it will happen at some point. I just don't know when it'll happen. Hopefully by the end of this year, but we'll see what happens. What do you guys think? Let me know down here in the comments. Will we be out of this crazy seller's market by the end of this year? By the end of the summer? What do you guys think will happen with our housing market here in the Kenosha Racine area? Is this crazy seller's market going to end sometime soon? If I can help you guys out in any way, please let me know. You can call me or text me anytime, 262-331-1621. I help buyers and sellers just like you every single week, buy and sell here in the Kenosha Racine area. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video.